Look what it is. Look what it is. Thanks for tapping in, my people. 100 years of wealth. I hope you guys are all doing well. Well, the news on the street is that Lush pulled up and scrapped with Almighty Suspect, right? So, look, hey, every once in a while, you got to do what you got to do. But I feel like Lush's whole approach to this has always been the correct approach, right? Even though he kind of like the way he comes off sometimes allows people to clown and talk a lot of shit because he's a little, he's just a little sporadic and not all super polished and shit. But I like Lush because he's real and he keeps it real. So when you're 40 plus years old and dudes are trying to fight, it's like obviously we've all been in fights, we've all scrapped, we've all defended ourselves. But maturity is like, my guy, I got kids at home. I'm over here fighting you. And it's never about scared, but you'll have like, ignorant people or people that still want to portray that they're hard, play that game of like, oh, you won't fight, you won't do. It's like, bro, like I've seen people, adults, die because of a one punch. That doesn't mean that the other person is tougher than you. It just means in that fight, they snuck you and maybe you fell and hit your head. Or I've seen people scrap and a lucky punch breaks a nose. So my whole thing is this, especially as someone that's big, and I've always had to be like, do I need to really fight this dude? Does he have a knife on him? Am I gonna get jumped? Right? Like, I respect the fact that Lush isn't just like, oh, let's fight, because you're an idiot if you're trying to fight. And then they try to clown him for not scrapping with Flacco's big old goofy ass. Like, if you have any fighting skills, you should be able to tire Flacco out in about 3 seconds. The only thing that's likely to happen is that he's gonna tackle you and smother you. My dude is legitimately obese. His thighs are legitimately massive, right? So, the idea of someone being scared of Flacco, all right, whatever, But my point is this. I don't, that it's just ignorant when you're an adult and you're trying to like throw hands with someone unless you're defending your wife, your kid, your family, you're defending a specific situation, you're defending yourself. If it's just, let's go out and fight because you said something about me, it's just like, ugh, these fools need to grow up. But hey, look, it is what it is. So supposedly they scrapped, and supposedly, it looks like Lush got one in on him and then turned his back or something, and Almighty jumped in, or Almighty got on him and started, kicking his ass. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's all lame, right? It's all a shame, right? It's all lame that Adam 22, instead of being like, hey, look, you guys, how about you guys hash this out? He's more looking to create some content, or he's just a dipshit like that, right? If I had a grown man homie, unless the other dude on the other end like thoroughly disrespected my homie's family, wife, this and this and that, then I'm gonna be like, my G, just bypass it. Let's go make some money. Let's focus on real life, right? Not trying to prove that you're tough to gangbangers that are on a podcast. The lamest of lame, and it just really shows that Adam don't give a shit about anybody that's around him. Everyone around him is just there to make money for him. Last thing I will say, shout out to Lush though. Much respect for Lush. Almighty, I don't know him, so I'm not gonna start clowning him. He just seems extra, right? It's crazy to me the people he chooses to turn up on, right? Like if you choose to turn up on Kelsey, and then you choose to turn up on Lush One, but when ODM Slim was calling you out for the fade, calling you a bitch, saying all sorts of shit about you, there was none of that energy, right? Like I'm what one of these other podcasters calls a tuna, right? A turned up non-affiliate, right? Meaning that I'm a scrap, I'm a fight, I'm a slap, but I'm gonna keep it real. If I'm gonna bypass a fight, I'm gonna bypass all fights because I'm mature, right? Like if I'm like, hey, look, I ain't scrapping with him because that ain't what I'm doing, right? I'm gonna do that. That's how I'm just gonna operate in general. But you're not gonna see me then turn up on people that aren't turned, right? Like Kelpie sitting there looking harmless. Lush rolls around super harmless, not threatening, not trying to talk shit, but then ODM Slim, super ready to give you that fade, you know, like if I was almighty in that situation, and ODM was talking crazy, as just who I am. I'm from LA. I'm from Pomona. I'm from LA County. We taggers. We fight when we have to, right? So I'm not gonna like if ODM was talking crazy, I'm like, all right, well then look, I might be like, hey, I wasn't trying to scrap with you, but hey, it is what it is, right? And that's because like I'm just that type of dude, right? But you're not gonna see me turning something down from one person and then putting that energy on someone else that really don't want it, that really ain't like that aggressive, that really ain't trying to be on that tip, right? You can be so turned up when it's the guys that really ain't about that shit. You know what I mean? That really ain't trying to fight you. That's always the weak shit to me. If you that way, be that way all over the place. If you're on some like nice, hey look, I ain't trying to scrap. I'm just too mature for that. Kick rocks. If you approach me aggressively, then I'm gonna get aggressive with you. All right, cool. But if you're that way, then that's cool. Be that way with everyone. But if you're the other, nah, Kelsey, whatever the hell his name is, call me a bitch. I gotta ride for it. All right, well then do that with ODM Slim too, please, my G. But anyways, I hope you guys are all well. Like and subscribe. 100 years of wealth going in. Stay up.